Hey everyone, I'm Erica of Eclectically Erica Art, and today I'm sharing my visit to Holliday Park. I was recently on a road trip to Tennessee and got the opportunity to pass through Indy. When I heard about the ruins hidden away in this public park, I was fascinated. The concept of artificial ruins completely captured my mind, and I knew I had to come and see them for myself. Because this isn't the first time I've seen this. I've become deeply interested in the constructed ruins I've encountered across my travels. And more importantly, the specific human nature that causes us to build them in the first place. What makes these specific spaces so incredible is that they aren't just poured concrete made to look old. They're acts of architectural reassembly, genuine pieces of history ripped from their original context and curated into artificial monuments. Take the facade here at Holliday Park. These columns aren't ancient Midwestern relics. It's just a masterclass in architectural reassembly. They're the facade of the St. Paul building from New York City, designed by legendary architect George B. Post in the late 1890s. When the skyscraper was demolished in the 1950s, the three massive statues called the Races of Man by sculptor Carl Bitter were salvaged, returning the Indiana limestone they were carved from to its native origins. Moving them here and arranging them as a classical ruin completely transformed their meaning from a symbol of American industrial capitalism into a poetic, timeless monument to human labor. And I've run into the same phenomenon all over the world. Tucked into the public garden in the Portuguese town of Evora, these famed ruins are a gorgeous romantic illusion. 19th century builders collected decorative window frames, battlements, and architectural fragments salvaged from various demolished buildings across the city and embedded them into a brand new wall inside the park, made to look like the crumbling remains of an ancient medieval palace. On the final stop of the same road trip, I stumbled across yet another romantic folly. Commissioned by Henry Shaw in the late 19th century, the ruins and fountain pond in St. Louis's Tower Grove Park were formed with the limestone blocks of the luxurious Lindell Hotel that tragically burned to the ground in 1867. He purposely arranged them around a pond to look like a decaying classical temple. It turned a local tragedy into a picturesque, contemplative garden feature. True ruins are born from genuine chaos, from fires, war, and sudden neglect. But these artificial ruins are carefully staged. They allow us to strip away the ugly, messy reality of destruction and keep only the poetry. As humans, we are seduced by this controlled decay, building a safe version of a ruin so we can sit with it, contemplate loss, and edit our history into something aesthetic. Standing here, surrounded by these fabricated remnants, the poetry of the space becomes overwhelming. It makes you realize that we don't just do this to physical landscapes, we do it to ourselves. And it inspired me to write this poem. Artificial ruins. It's an imitation, a sham, the simulated remains of something that was never really there. We build some things just to grieve it, to mourn a false loss, because feeling sadness is better than feeling nothing at all. These remnants can be physical, but they often take on a different form. The rubble clutters the mind. Emotional weight left as a landmark in our consciousness. We seek connection to what could have been. Build monuments that are already destroyed. Writing a new story. Reshaping the way we remember our history. Forged. Reconstructed. What agenda do we have to reconstruct them? To preserve them? They get buried deep, new life builds on top, and yet we continue to uncover them, make them seen, remembered, known. We build monuments that are already destroyed because it gives our internal landscapes a physical shape. It turns the heavy, invisible rubble cluttering our minds into a landmark we can actually see and touch. We keep digging, and we keep sharing these spaces, because the act of making them seen is how we process where we've been. It's how we ensure our truest stories are remembered and known. Thanks for exploring these artificial landscapes with me. And if you join me next time, I'll be creating my own artificial runes through multimedia sculpture and deep reflection. See you then.